What's up, Glam Squad and rock stars? How are you guys doing? Um, I'm just coming to bother you guys right now because I have my English class. I was telling you, has been completely abandoned. Right? It just no longer exists. We can't go to school anymore and better ourselves because of the nonsense that no one else is observing but me. Whatever. So something told me I was doing my speech assignment. So something told me to check and see if I had anything else that was due. So we had a quiz online. There's a quiz, and you have to read three essays. And one of the essays is called "The Hanging Man." The next is "The Three Passions," and lastly, it's "The Legendary Moment." Now, "The Hanging Man" is not funny at all. The story is about a man who was in prison, who was detained and forcibly taken from jail to get hanged. Um, it's basically about other people standing around and watching it, being entertained by it, him being fearful and peeing on himself before he was hanged, him crying out to the God that he served. Um, there was actually a dog that came into the story that was shown more favor than the man that was being hanged. It mentions that they were relieved because the troublesome inmate was no longer going to be a threat to them, whether they were going to check and see if he had life in him left. I found it interesting because I have survived that. Yeah. Things that you would think happened in the 1800s or things that our grandparents fought for in the 1940s and 50s and 60s. Those type of things actually are still happening today. No, the article did not state it was of a current time. It actually said it was a Hindu man. Uh, how did they describe him? A pipsqueak of a man whose mustache was larger than him of a man. And it just highlighted something to me because there are minorities that are being hanged. There are minorities that are seriously being hanged. There are prisoners that are using old tactics with inmates. Inmates are being brutalized. This is not funny. It's just highlighted something to me that had to bring it to my awareness that it was sometimes when you read something, the message is intended for you. And that's one of those things that this message was intended for me. So it's my time to speak out and tell my story on police corruption. Yeah, police corruption is real. And these things are happening right under our noses, right in our own communities, right within our own counties, right within our own jailing facilities, where we have people that are running their own program, doing their own protocol with their own law, and actually doing it their way. The thing about it that really bothers me is because I was in a sensitive situation while I was in jail one time, and I actually empowered a white person. This young lady was being taken advantage of. She was all over the place. I moved into her cell. She was a young white girl. She had a biracial black son. She had a Mexican related tattoo on her foot. Um, she was getting strung out on psychiatric medicine, but she wasn't taking it orally. She was snorting it in her nose. I'm like, stop. You're going to fry your brain. Stop. When she couldn't get those, she would snort Ajax. I'm like, stop. Stop. The thing how I end up empowering her is because when you're in that type of volatile environment, your cellie or your bunkie has to be trustworthy because that's where you sleep. You have to trust that person. You have to help that person if they have a need. You have to cater to that person. So it was somewhat like a mother role that I'd taken on with this young lady. And The thing about it that it irritated me, because I'm really big on bullying and taking advantage of people. That's a pet peeve of mine. And this young lady was in serious need. She was getting her fix from a black young lady. She was getting her fix from a Hispanic young lady. When she needed to get money, they were calling her family, demanding that she find so called tricks, outside sources to get money. And I'm like, I had to tell her one day, like, hey man, don't no bitches live here. Don't no punk bitches live here. I even drew my hand on a piece of paper and put it on the window. And at the bottom it said, Pimp Hand Strong. Don't no bitches live here. If you live here, you're going to have to be as strong as I am. She used to get frustrated with me. She's like, open your eyes. Open your eyes. And I'd say, Rihanna, I'm third eye blind. I'm not opening my eyes. No. They need to open their mouths. That's what they need to do. I see just fine. I need them to speak on it, you know? So after getting to know her, being in that cell, already observing that what they were doing to her was not right, already observing that she was completely alone. So I started getting more invasive with her, asking her questions on where she came from. You know, who's your mom? Who's your dad? You know, I found out that she has a great mom, that her stepdad is a Marine, that her biological father she doesn't associate with because he is a Klansman in North Carolina. So I had to tell her one day, like, you are what you come from. You're letting these people take advantage of you. You're all over the place. You need to go to what you know. Because if you're not where you're from, if you're not with your people, you're going to be taken advantage of. So today, when we get out of this cell, I don't care what no one has to say. When we leave out of the cell today, you're going to address your issue. You're going to go to these people and you're going to say white power to them. You're going to kick off the riot. And I'm going to have your back if you don't have your own back. So we're going to kick this off. I made her strong. She needed to be strengthened. She needed to show that she was strong. The problem with empowering a certain group of people is that they forget where they come from. They forget that they're weak and less. They forget that they're not genetically strong, that they're the actual minority. See, some people become arrogant and proud and forget that they're lowly and genetically indifferent. And that's where we stand today. You have to be careful who you empower because you don't want to regret it. You don't want to see it slap you in the face. So that's one story that I can relate to that. The second story that I read was the legendary moment. A legendary moment. And it was a short article about a child's witnessing or hearsay of a domestic violence event. She said in the article the father was very temperamental, but he never put his hands on his mother. And it says because of the legendary moment where mom slapped dad on both sides of the cheek like a good Christian should. And how grandma, dad's mom, had sat grandpa down and said, you are a drinking man, but if you ever put your hands on me, I'm going to beat you to death in your sleep with a skillet, the good European Christian way. I thought that was unique. I thought that was unique because in all actuality, in a domestic violence situation, violence begets violence. Violence begets violence. So if you put your hands on someone, that person in turn is obligated or should or have all right to put their hands on you. Not everyone will walk away. How I can relate to that is I have had a legendary moment recently within the last year and a half. Yeah. You see, when you guys, these people had pumped my body So much medicine. It had messed with my motor skills. It was messing with the muscles in my legs. It was messing with the muscles in my face. It was messing with the muscles in my arms. So everything had to get back in its groove. Get back in its groove. So, a unique situation where my ex calls me out the blue and says, I'm coming to you. Not asking, but coming. I said, okay, come on. Come, you can come out here. So he comes. It's chill, good vibe, nothing's wrong. But he was searching for a problem. He was searching for a problem. So he lays on the floor and he goes through my phone. The unique thing about that is I had a Facebook friend that lived in Tennessee, a white man. He was my Facebook friend. And normally I don't allow people to send me pictures because I know when it comes to men, they only want to send you a dick flic. But that day, he had called me. He said, can I send you a picture? I said, go ahead. He sent me a picture. It was a picture of his penis. I went in the bathroom and I sent him a picture of my titties. I was happy. I just grew them because I've been watching my 600-pound life eating honey buns. I earned these titties. You should see them if you want to. So that happened about 6 a.m. in the morning because we're 3-hour time difference because he was in the state of Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee. So my ex goes in my phone. I don't have a reason to have a lock on my phone. So when he goes through my phone, he was searching for something. There's no other reason to go through the phone. So he's searching for something. So he goes through my phone, goes through my text messages, and then the picture of the white man's penis pops up. And immediately he says, pink meat! You got you got pink meat in your phone. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, yeah, I don't even. He's not even a real person. He's a friend from Facebook. He's a person from the internet. It's not even a real person. It's not like I know him or he's my neighbor or down the street or I can see him. So while I'm talking to him, he's getting angrier, pumping himself up. But I don't care because I've been through this already. Like, kill me. Shit. So out of nowhere, he slaps me. The cold part about him slapping me is that I seen the slap coming, but my damn arms wouldn't work. My arms wouldn't work to deflect the slap. So the first slap connects. Bam! Dirty motherfucker. You abusing the handicap, nigga. So when the second slap is coming, thank God my left arm is actually raising because I'm able to block it, like it connects, like boom, gets more hand than it gets face. I'm like, you gotta go. You gotta go. He's like, I gotta go for it be the scene like last time. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You are a fucked up person. Putting your hands on the handicap. I don't care what you guys think of me. I'm an open book. I'll tell you anything that you want to know. If I'm dead wrong, I'll tell you I'm wrong. If I think I'm right, I'll tell you why I'm right or why I think I'm right. You can't get anything over on me at all. You get to know playing this ride. You get to know play in this ride. And thirdly, the Next essay was about passions, the three passions: longing for love, suffering for mankind, and I forget what the third one was. But it repeated itself. The paragraphs, it was copy and pasted. It was amateurly done, and I do not think my professor actually provided that literature for us to read because it was not edited. It was not college level, and it was completely a mess. But I did the assignment because I'm trying to obtain an A in the class. So from all that is basically, I'll participate in any way you want me to play this game. With that beautiful smile my mom gave me. So, what I will tell you guys is be aware of your surroundings, take everything with heed, like a grain of salt, let it roll off your back. Because until someone actually vocally tells you their issue, they're sitting in the punk bitch section. And I'm making America great again. Oh, you guys want to see something cool? So, you guys just keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. So, I'll tell you guys about the next episode, fiasco, or whatever. But be great, guys. Be great.